I am better today than I was yesterday, and I will be even better tomorrow because of the actions I take. Now, what does this affirmation mean, and how can it help us advance liberty faster and more effectively? To understand the answer to that question, we must first understand that everything in life is constantly changing, and we only have a finite amount of time in our lives. In other words, we all have an expiration date. Next, we actually have to care about the well-being of future generations in regards to government-enforced laws, taxes, theft, murder, extortion, corruption, and cronyism. To make a positive difference in our community and political system by implementing pro-liberty strategies and protecting our generation and future generations from tyrannical rule, we must become libertarian leaders. Liberty is an optimistic concept which allows for maximum human potential. Liberty is the absence of outside control or oppression over our lives as long as we're not infringing on the rights of another. In essence, liberty means that we are the sole owners of our lives and no one person or group of people have ownership over us. The purpose of government should be limited to protecting our liberty. However, our government has overstepped its purpose and has systematically stolen our liberties from us. I look at our actions to improve our political system as a reaction to the initiation of government-backed force and fraud onto our lives. To make a bigger impact faster, we must consciously pursue continual improvement in our lives. A great lesson in constant and continual improvement can be learned from the story of planting Chinese bamboo. Chinese bamboo is quite unique when compared with the growth of other plants. The farmer will spend 4 years watering and tending to the bamboo without seeing any outward above ground growth. That's right, 4 years of watering, and there's no visible sign that the bamboo is even growing. On the 5th year, something truly amazing happens. The bamboo will start to sprout, and in the first 2 weeks, the bamboo will grow 5 feet. In the 3rd week, it will grow over 22 feet. And in 6 weeks, it could shoot up to 90 feet above the ground. Now, what was the bamboo doing the first 4 years of its existence? The bamboo was building its foundation. It was growing its root structure underneath the ground. It was preparing itself for massive growth and expansion. You see, we are undertaking a similar process. Our root structure is actually our skill set. To make the biggest impact in our efforts to implement pro-liberty solutions, we must be willing to learn new skills. Once we learn a new skill through taking action, that skill can never be taken from us. It's called intellectual and experiential wealth. And the more action-oriented skills we have, the faster we can advance our cause through practice. Now, what are 3 skills that, if you master them, would help you advance our efforts? Here's a list of skills needed to advance liberty compiled by our students at a recent Libertarian Leadership Workshop. Public speaking, knocking on doors or precinct outreach, communicating liberty solutions, inspiring others, teaching others about liberty, recruiting other libertarians, building a support group, controlling fear or rejection, social media, making phone calls, time management. Can you think of any others? The more skills we learn, the more empowered we will be. To be most effective, we are teaching what we call self-managed campaigning. And this is the most libertarian organizational structure in existence. While I'm not going to go into all the aspects of a self-managed campaign in this video, I'm going to cover one of the aspects, and that is personal empowerment. Envision, execute, empower. There are 2 types of empowerment, internal and external. Internal empowerment is all about giving ourselves the permission to seek out correct knowledge or skill set, and then using that knowledge or skill in any creative fashion that we choose. External empowerment is all about having someone else feeding us the knowledge and then walking us through the steps necessary to learn a new skill. The type of empowerment we will learn about right now is internal empowerment. Internal empowerment is so important because it operates on our schedule. The first step to empowering ourselves is to envision a skill that we would like to master and then have a deep understanding of why it is important to learn that skill. Then we must give ourselves permission to learn that skill, even if we have no idea how we're going to accomplish the task of learning it. Remember, all experts started out as amateurs. The second step is to execute and to learn through action. Execute means to carry out or put into effect. We must start out on our journey of becoming skilled. For example, how would we become skilled at playing piano? Easy, by pressing any key to continue. We must just get started. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So now that we've already chosen what it is we'd like to learn, we have to get started. When I got involved with the Libertarian Party, I noticed some needs in regards to proper leadership and personal development. So I decided to write a book about leadership and personal development within the Libertarian Party and how we can improve ourselves and the movement by becoming leaders. However, there was a problem. I'd never written a book before. Not only did I never write a book before, but I didn't even go to college. Heck, I barely graduated from high school. But I learned the concept of internal empowerment. Start the learning process by searching out instructions. You guys familiar with Google? The internet is a great tool for helping us search out instruction. I actually searched how to write a book, and I found instructions that told me I needed to pick an overarching theme, a main topic, and then subtopics, and then expand on those subtopics, and then just start writing. But what about harder stuff, like learning how to tie a tie? You know, there's actually video instructions on how to tie a tie, and that's exactly how I learned to do so. When I first got involved in politics, I quickly understood that I needed to learn Robert's Rules of Order. So what did I do? I found video instructions teaching Robert's Rules of Order. How about writing articles? There's a great website called GrammarBase where you can plug in an article and it will check your grammar. What about public speaking? There are video instructions as well as an organization called Toastmasters, established to help people become better public speakers. So I joined it. You see, any skill needed to advance liberty can be learned. The third step to empowerment is practice taking action. Most people have heard the phrase, practice makes perfect. Well, I don't like it because I think it sets people up for failure. Children get taught this phrase at a young age and they get discouraged when they practice a few times and they don't become perfect. I like to use the phrase, practice makes better. Because every time we practice this skill, we just get a little bit better at it. And the more we practice, the better we get at performing that skill. And as long as we stay persistent, eventually we will master all the skills necessary to be effective libertarian activists. I am better today than I was yesterday, and I will be even better tomorrow because of the actions I take. Pick a skill you want to learn, search out instructions, and then take action on those instructions. We are winning this war in the fight for liberty, and to advance our cause faster and most effectively, we must empower ourselves. Personally, I think the best part of empowering ourselves is that the people around us will become empowered because we are leading by example. Also, please consider contributing to our efforts so we can put on more free live workshops around the country at libertarianleadership.org. Thank you.